Hi, Adeayo. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What's happening now? How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. So there's been conversations around stream farming in the music industry. I want to ask, is stream farming still an endemic in Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Stream farming is the problem in Nigeria. I think if I told anything is that it's no longer shocking. Yeah, I think stream farming has lost its shock value. People are no longer wild. Oh, this person is making a stream. Oh, woke up and these songs are number one. It's not like, yeah, it's what it is. It's what you guys do every time. So we're used to it. So I think it's now, sadly, if I could say, I think it's becoming a part of Nigerians' music culture, at least when it comes to streaming. It's people are expected, at least even consumers have now come to expect that artists will manipulate their streams, artists will continue to try to game the system, and stream farming will always be a recurring feature of Nigerian digital music consumption. So while I think it's still very much endemic, I just think it has lost its shock value, and that's why it's no longer a recurring conversation. That's why when maybe you see evidence of stream farming, like brazen evidence of stream farming, it no longer creates the shock. People are no longer talking about it on social media. People just like move past it because yeah, it's just what it is right now. But yeah, but it's still very much a problem.
Okay, so that being said, would you say that DSPs were too slow in their response to stream farming?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, in my opinion, I think the DSPs were a bit too slow in coping the menace of stream farming. Now, that's not to say they didn't do they were not doing something behind the scene. That's not to say they were not concerned or they were not bothered about it. And I think the artists themselves always try to game the system by coming up with new ways to circumvent whatever guidelines the DSPs were coming up with.
Yeah.
It's just the way music is. It's just the way when it comes to artists and commerciality, artists will always find a way to game the system. It is not before stream farming. We had we had CD sales, right? Artists were buying their own CDs. Like labels were buying their own CDs just to jack up the first week
Yeah.
numbers. When it comes to radio, the payolas, radio stations were being paid to play a particular song or a particular artist more than other artists. Give it every rotation. So there's always been a way to game the system. It's maybe we call it human nature, right? So and I think maybe the artists were always clever by half, and the DSP were just not really as committed as they should be. Because I think if the DSP reacted as fast as I think they should when stream farming was still heavily 18 in Nigeria. While it's still 18, but then when everyone was crying and shouting that what's going on, you guys are, yeah, these artists are manipulating their streams. We're writing articles about it. People were talking about it. It was a recurring conversation. If these DSPs had come forward and say, "Oh, this is what we're doing. This is what we're going to do. This the songs. This is how we're going to take down songs. Blah blah blah." Like these things would have, maybe it would have led to a situation where artists would maybe deter from it a bit, because they know, okay, there are consequences. But the fact that it appeared as if there was no consequence, it appeared as if everyone was doing it. And if you're not doing it, you're foolish. It appears like, okay, everyone was trying to get into the top 10 of Apple Music top 100. Because while stream farming is fundamentally, you're trying to game the system and manipulate the system to get fake streams, and that way you also getting fake revenue. So it's just deception. People were also doing it for just the marketing, for the cloud, for the vanity metric. So when it became such a thing that people were doing it and they were getting away with it, at least based on what we could see from the front end, people were getting away with it. Yeah, we know this song. There was no way this song could have rocketed to this place in just such short while. Yeah, and you see emerging artists people don't know about. The songs just go up. There was one that happened. I think was it 2 years ago that was quite embarrassing. I don't know. I don't go into it. I don't want to offend people that I like, people that like me, but a particular song artist dropped a song, and and the next morning we saw that a particular song from that artist, a remix of a particular song from that artist was number one. And you're like, what's happening? Like this, not no. Why would everyone be listening to this song right now and give it enough stream to take it number one? So it's maybe the stream farmers or the third party that's supposed to stream farm the song was giving the wrong song, or they inadvertently like jacked up the stream of the wrong song, right? So when those things were happening, I don't think the DSPs were proactive enough. So it became cultural. It became like, okay, if you can't beat them, join them. And if you're not joining them, you're borderline stupid because these people are getting away with it and they are using Apple Top 100 to boast on Twitter, to post, I have the biggest song in Nigeria and the stream farming, and you're there, you're not, your streams are organic, but you're not in the conversation, right? So it became a vanity metric and it became popular, and DSP just folded their arms. I don't want to say maybe not folded their arms, right? But they're not proactive enough. For these DSPs, the way I see it, right? I think, you know, when they enjoy such surge in popularity, when their top 100, their daily streaming chart becomes the metric of success for artists, even though it was not reflective of the general consumption habit of the country. But when it became the metric for the middle and the upper class, when it became the metric that the educated and the conscious consumers of music would relate with, it became free marketing for them. And they enjoyed this free marketing. And everybody wanted to get on board. And they kind of felt like maybe if we start cracking down on stream farming, it would affect the way, artists go crazy over top 100, and that's not good marketing for us. That's just not like, it doesn't help us, right? So again, I'm just like speculating here, but so I think the response was not great. I think it was slow. And also maybe because I know for a fact that stream farming, it's just a fraction of the streams, of the total monthly streams of Sia and Apple Music now that can be ascribed to manipulated streams, below 1%. Below 1%, but that's globally, right? That's globally. But I think when we reduce those numbers and we contextualize it in Nigeria, I don't have the figures or I've not seen the data, but I think we might be passing a threshold of maybe 5%, maybe up to 10% or more of manipulated streams. Or more, and at some point it might be more than that because we knew this is something that became popularized, became standardized, and this is like the norm now.
Yeah.
So I think maybe because at a global scale, it wasn't maybe a big issue. So the DSPs were not like losing sleep over it or trying to maybe find a way to cop it. And maybe those and maybe at the biggest level, at the global stage, the people involved are the people utilizing it well are maybe the majors with the facilities to do it well, with the profile to appropriately launder the streams.
Yeah.
So it's not really easy to touch the majors, It's not easy taking down a song from one of the biggest labels, right? So I think maybe all these things kind of affected the way DSPs reacted to stream farming. And it's their slow reaction, because I think it is slow. I think their slow reaction made it a situation where trust was eroded. People don't like when you post the charts, it became a vanity metric to becoming, we know it's stream farming, we know maybe these data are not true. And then sooner or later, it didn't take long before we start having people, distros become the face of stream farming in Nigeria. So yeah, I do think DSP response was slow.
Okay, so still speaking on DSP's response, would you say that so far so good, they've done enough?
I think they're doing something. I wouldn't say it's enough, right? But I think they're doing something. So now, from what I know, Apple Music, they have offices around the world dedicated with a team dedicated to copying stream farming, to monitoring streams, and that's a shit ton of data. The amount of streams daily. Try to check the stream, try to break it down and see where it's coming from. Try to see maybe a group of people are paying with the same card. For example, say a particular artist drops a song and that song is getting a cluster of streams just rapidly over a period. And when you check the accounts those streams are coming from, the payments can be traced to the same card. Okay, there's something fishy going on. Then maybe an artist drop a song, and you see that a lot of the streams are coming from a particular location, just one location. I'm like, So, and you check the DSP, you check the subscribers rate in that location, the subscriber data in that location. So for example, let's say it's coming from a particular location in Nigeria. Say let's say in Lagos State, and you check the subscriber base in that location, and they're maybe 6,000 people, and the song had 600,000 streams from just within that. And you're okay, there are 6,000 people here. So do they like this particular artist that much that they've all streamed the song 10 times in a day, right? So this kind of stuff, they could use, they're using those kind of mechanisms, to identify, manipulated streams and deceptive streams. And it's not just even stream farming alone. Even because there was a time where people were using other people's song and putting fake names behind it, and taking the streams. I think that happened with Wizkid. There was a time there was this guy fake whiskey account, whiskey streams on his Apple Music. So those are deception, and they still you see deceptive streams because you're looking to stream a song and you stream another song. For example, an artist drops his own song, then uses a popular artist picture and name and stuff like that to get people to stream that song. It's deceptive, right? So I think they're cracking that down on all those stuff right now. And it's reducing, I think maybe it's reducing stream farming. For what I know from Apple Music, I think after they launched that they have a software that tracks these things, that try to like find loopholes, find, signs that, okay, these streams are being engineered. So I think the first dropped by 30% in the first month, then dropped by 20% in the second month. So things have been done. Like, I don't know how, to what extent these have affected the reduction of stream farming in Nigeria. Right. But I think at the global scale, I think it's been reduced. But again, this is more of a Nigerian problem for us, not a global problem. So their DSPs are reacting to it. I just don't think maybe, are they doing enough? I wouldn't say so. I think it tells, it's a show of commitment, and it's telling when DSPs are willing to go after the biggest artist. If you take down a song from an emerging artist, from an unknown artist, if it's known but Billy's artist, you take a song, you're fine. They're just like, nobody really cares, and the artist will come out and explain it as, oh, I had issues, because I've been in conversation with people behind the scene, and they'll be explaining, oh, our song was taken down. We had issues. Distro had issues. The data, the metadata on the song was not correct. So we had to take it down and re-upload it. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You guys farmed the song, right? They farmed the song. They nabbed you guys. They cut down the streams. They cut down the streams and take down the song, like, from the ranking, right? That's why you see a song was number 4. Then you just, in a couple of hours, it drops to number 74. Like, so it's because it was stream farmed, and they were nabbed, and the streams were taken off. And Apple, I do know a bit about Apple, because I did some research into this stuff, and I was able to, find some valuable information, right? So, they also do some internal process where after, like, this stream, when they deduct the streams, it affects revenue. So that's like a detriment. That's some like a consequence that would maybe incentivize, or maybe not necessarily incentivize, maybe like caution artists and labels from engaging in stream farming. They readjust the realities to reflect the accurate streams. And also there's also takedown, like complete takedown, like the song is taken down and it's going to take a while for it to be uploaded. So you lost streams, you're not able to market it because people cannot access the song. So that's a huge consequence, right? But again, I do not think it's going across board. I do still think like, the people who can stream farm are the biggest artists. Stream farming is not cheap. It is not cheap. Like, for you to be able to stream farm at a level where your song can get into the top 20 of a streaming platform, you have to dedicate, like maybe not considerable, but an healthy amount of money to it, maybe a couple $1,000s. That's not money emerging artists can easily afford.
Yeah.
That's not money up and coming artists can easily afford. So there's a bit of the funding required to effectively explore stream farming and launder stream puts it mostly, maybe if not exclusively, mostly within the reach of the biggest artists, right? And even these labels, these distros, they are coming up with their own tech to circumvent, this crackdown and everything, right? So, but I think these DSPs need to match the corniness and the cheekiness of these labels and take down a big artist. Show that you mean business. I've had conversations with people in the industry, and they tell me, see, we've heard a lot about DSP, cracking down on stream farming. But if they want to show us that they're ready, they need to go take down that distro. A couple of people might guess the distro. There are a couple of distros, a lot of distros out there, but they say, go take down that distro. We know they're the face of this business. Go take the face of stream farming. Take them down. Like, I mean, I think a couple of times different artists from different distros have, they've been punished, they've had their streams cut down and everything, but there's still that restriction where the biggest artists still seem to be getting away with it. Right. So in that aspect, I would say maybe they're not doing enough. Apple Music and DSPs believe, or they insist that they treat everyone equally, both emerging artists, up and coming artists, big labels, independent labels, independent artists, big labels, emerging labels, big distros, niche regional distros. They treat everyone the same and they approach everyone the same. I don't think it's true. I think you treat equally, and unequal equally. But that's what they claim, and we just have to wait and see. But I think if they do take down a big artist, we'll know the main business.
Okay, so just to round off the conversation, who would you say is best positioned to end the issue of stream farming?
The labels and the artists. That's it, the labels and the artists, right? The thing is that today we're streaming music, right? Tomorrow or in 20 years' time, we do not know what form of music consumption, what music consumption will be like. We don't know what, say, Web3, how Web3 will change music consumption. It will still, I still feel it will still be digital, it will still be through internet, and it will still be a form of streaming, but things might be very, very much different, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I can say for sure, like with maybe a 97% confidence that I will be accurate, is that whatever the form of music consumption is in the future, artists and labels will find a way to game it. They will want to find a way to game it, right? So yeah, I think artists and labels are best positioned to curb stream farming. Labels need to put up policies that let the artists know you're not allowed to stream farm. If you stream farm and you're nabbed, we will take there will be internal like review, and there might be consequences. Distro need to tell their clients that, see, when you're distributing your song, you cannot go and employ a third party that would now stream farm the song, and you'll nab, it will be taken down, and it will make us look bad. It's going to have a negative effect on us. Because now, one of the the mechanism, see, Apple Music is put in place is that once a particular distro is nabbed a couple of times, there will be consequences. Like, there will first of all be, review and stuff like that, caution warnings. Then from there, they might be stopped from uploading for a while. Their royalties cut off for a while, right? So as a distro, you have to understand that the consequences are you need to get your clients on board and align them with the vision that you cannot go stream farm and stuff like that. So yeah, so I think the bulk of the work still falls at the feet of the artist and the label. But the thing is that you cannot leave these things to morality. It's like, don't cheat. It's like people writing exams and you say, you guys, please don't cheat. Like, be good students. That's when you say, don't stream farm. Be decent people. Don't game the system. You're leaving it to morality, right?
Yeah.
And as Martin Luther King said, he said morality cannot be legislated, but behavior can be regulated, right? So you cannot, people's morals it's subject to their own actions. You cannot legislate on what their morals would be, but you can actually regulate their behaviors, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where DSPs come in. They need to put in stringent mechanisms to actually make stream farming, to make it really unattractive, to make it look like if you do this thing, you're off, like we'll fuck you up big time, right? So when they can do that, I think when it comes with serious consequences, when they know that there are severe consequences for stream farming, artists will reduce it. Then the good part is that it just brings back trust into the system. We get like honest data in terms of how the data reflects music consumption. You get to know the genuinely popular song. You also get to know the number of actual streams coming from Nigeria, from Nigerian consumers, not just fake streams coming from Katsina State. Yeah, because that's one interesting state where artists tend to have a lot of streams. Go to Spotify and you check a lot of artists most stream state. You see Lagos, depending on some people, you see Lagos, you see Abuja, you see Port Harcourt. A lot of artists Katsina. You tell yourself, bro, what did you have for Katsina? like, what did you have for Katsina? Like, who they stream this song for Katsina? Like, I'm serious, go check Spotify. Katsina. Like, who they not like music for Katsina like that? So yeah, you see, so like when DSPs let them know that it's no longer going to be business as usual. It's no longer going to be this pat on the back or slap on the back or slap on the wrist. Rather, slap on the wrist and say, just don't do this again, blah, blah. We're going to take down your streams. We're going to cut it off and you're just going to go back, go find organic streams. Like, they might not be too incentivized to not do it, right? Or they might not be too scared to not do it. But when you stream farm, you nab, that song is not coming back. Like, that song is not coming back at all. like then people they will think twice. They'll think twice before actually going to stream farm, right? So at the end of the day, it's about trust in the system. It's about being able to restore trust in the system and the ecosystem, and for us to be able to like have data that is truly reflective of our music consumption. So going forward, I mean, I'll personally just keep an eye out, keep following the trend, keep following how these DSPs are reacting to music streaming and how the culture of stream farming is changing the Nigerian ecosystem, and to see if we're making progress or if we have another, cultural endemic problem like, say, corruption. Yeah, so we hope for the best. That's Waxon.